All right, let's wrap things up here like we usually do with some number one recommends. Mr. Meyerberg, you want to kick us off here?
Yeah. So, what did I write down?
You wrote down Paranormal Activity.
That's right. All right.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List, and happy Halloween, everyone. Here, in case you couldn't tell from the mask here, one of these days he's just gonna wear that on a random regular day, just kind of as a plot twist or whatever.
I'm actually not wearing a mask right now.
Oh, this is your true form.
Yep.
This is your actual form. We've confirmed it.
Let me put my mask back on.
It's so unnerving.
It is a little unnerving. You can't see in the eyes. You can't see his eyes. That's what's
I'm a
weird
scary
about
guy.
Is that from the movie Signs? Because that is
could
the
be.
scariest movie in my lifetime.
I got that mask when I was probably in like middle school, maybe even.
So it could have
younger.
been.
That's about that time.
Could have been about that time, yeah.
It looks like
But speaking of scary, like I said, it is Halloween, so that means spooky season, which means we're actually going to do a little something different here for our opening spotlight, and that is why we got Mr. Derek Long here with us, host of Sideline Vibes. We'll talk about that here a little bit more as well. But long story short, finally did a ghost hunt, an official ghost hunt. Like, not like a stage haunted house thing, like a supposed legitimate haunted location. This is something I've been wanting to do for years now, personally. I'd heard you had the same interest. And so we just to talk about how we got to this point, it was somewhat last minute, would you say?
Yeah,
I guess I asked you like a week before or whatever, but
yeah.
the trip itself.
Yeah, it wasn't a long process. You asked me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I kind of was like, because I knew you would want to do it. But I was like, okay, don't say yes right away, because there's going to be all these other like little factors you have to remember. First of all, it's going to be at midnight. Second of all, it's going to be 3 hours. Third of all, it's in the Twin Cities, 3 hours away. So you still want to do it? And you're like, yeah, no, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I'll try anything once.
Yeah, I might as well, I guess.
That's good.
Very open-minded fella here. So yeah, we're going to talk about our actual experience here. At the time of this recording, the video is not quite out yet, but by the time this video is out, the actual ghost hunt video will have premiered and all that. So yeah, we're talking all about all this like past tense, but it's actually future tense. I don't know. Time in videos is weird. But basically, yeah, real simple. It was just me and Derek. We went up to the Twin Cities. We went to this theater called the Mounds Theater, kind of a little bit of historical theater. And yeah, they've also just started kind of providing themselves available to do these ghost hunts or whatever. So we went up there and had some experiences there. Is that safe to say? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I don't remember. I think I talk about it in our little like debrief in the episode. So I'm not spoiling anything when I say I went into it. I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe they're spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they can manifest themselves in physical ways, sounds, all that stuff. Literally like 3 minutes into the investigation, I was either my mind was playing games with me, or I'm completely. You could see in the video, I completely lose my mind.
You were on edge.
Yeah, and I wasn't even. I was never scared at any point, but I was definitely hearing things. I was hearing things.
You felt unnerved.
I was unnerved the entire time,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. It was interesting.
I had no idea how I was going to react to the whole thing. I had no idea how you were going to react to the whole thing. So worst case scenario, we both could have been jittery and we both would have been jumping at everything, and the whole video would have just been like, oh my God, you hear that?
Yeah.
I feel like I played more dismissive than I thought I was going to be going into it, where I was like, every time you hear something, it's like, no, it was this. Yeah. And even kind of listening back, I didn't mean to do this, but I was almost like kind of forceful, like trying to like stop you from like going off the edge there. I feel like there was a few times where I was like, no, it's just someone's shoes. Just calm down. It's fine. And then I would like re-listen to the video. I was like, no, actually, maybe there was something there. So yeah, I feel like we got to find a little bit more of a better balance next time. But
I thought it was perfect for that.
Yeah. So I went into a little bit more dismissive than I thought I'd be. You went into a little bit more jittery than I thought you would be.
Yeah.
To put it mildly, didn't know what to expect. Well, I guess we kind of had an idea what we were going to expect, how we were going to react, and then we both kind of surprised ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting because I go into a lot of things like I would say like I'm a pretty goofy person.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make a lot of jokes.
I'd agree with that.
I like to make a lot of
Before
jokes.
the tour, you were telling me you were holding yourself back and being goofy.
Yes, I'm like I'm gonna be super serious about this, and I'm glad I was because our tour guide, she was wonderful.
Yeah,
awesome,
she
awesome
was pretty
tour
cool.
guide, awesome
Yeah.
person. She was not really much of a jokester, but she made the jokes. She made it clear right away that she was going to be the jokester.
I make the jokes.
Yeah. And so like I'm like perfect. I don't need to be the comedic relief in this whole experience.
So before you get, how many people were you with? How big was this?
So it was us two, and then there was this other group of 3, and then the tour guide. So 6 total people in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And all that. And so yeah, we signed up for like 3-hour package. So we took the 1-hour tour. Anyone could do that like earlier on in the night. You get the 1-hour tour and you get to learn a little bit about the history of the building, but you also get those few paranormal experiences as well. They have a few things set up to try and get some responses or whatever. And then whenever the tour gets done, basically they're like, all right, now you kind of know the area, do what you want, just don't break anything. They're kind of trusting you in that one. I feel like there. And luckily we behaved ourselves, and the other group was super professional and behaved themselves too, I feel like. And that was going to be my biggest worries because I knew this was a public tour. I just knew our luck. We were going to be like with some frat bros, and they were just going to be like, come on, demon, going, and just yelling the whole time. It was going to totally ruin our thing. No, we got paired with like the best possible people, I think, ever here. Just out of luck of draw. But
the tour guide, I'm sorry, I forget her name.
I think it was Chantel.
Chantel. Okay, so she was very strict about like her one biggest rule besides don't break anything is like you be respectful to the ghosts. Like there's no antagonizing, there's no like demanding stuff, there's no like like you'll be done right away like if you're doing that stuff. So like it was interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to take a little bit of time here to talk about some of the things that didn't make it into the video. A few moments that I'm not going to say were expressly paranormal, but were definitely a little creepy here. One of the things we did not step into was the basement. There's like 3-4 main locations you can go to, and like the last one you go to is the basement. You were the most freaked out I have ever seen you while we were down there.
I was scared an animal was going to come out.
Yeah, you were just like, and to be fair, that basement totally could have harbored a raccoon, and you would not know until like last minute, I feel like.
It was an old like early 1900s like basement had a coal what are they called?
Like a furnace?
A furnace.
I don't even know if that was like barely hanging on by a string.
It was like it was just like I did not like the vibes down there for even if it was the middle of the day. Like it was just like I don't want to be in this.
So I knew about the basement. I had no idea what it was going to look like or what it was going to be like down there before we went into this. So I'm kind of in my mind outlining the video what we're going to do. And so I'm like, we'll maybe end in the basement. I felt like it was going to be a good finale. As we're doing the tour, I looked in your eyes and I was like, there's no way I'm putting this guy, myself either, through the basement. It just smelled weird too. So
it was a little
maybe next time.
A little wet too.
Yeah, it was very wet.
It was like a dungeon.
It was yeah.
And one the tour guide, she stopped and was like, are you okay? to me. And
yeah,
like,
she did.
I'm like, no. During the basement.
I could tell something was up there.
The lights are on. There was one like of those like office lights that's just flickering.
And it made a sound I've never heard a light fixture ever make before. It sounds like I'm exaggerating. It sounded cartoonish.
Yeah, it was.
It sounded like you would hear someone intentionally put it in a horror movie, but it was like real life. Yeah. I'm like, what did you guys do to this thing? What are you doing?
Like Saw's lair.
It was exactly Jigsaw's lair. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. So yeah, we avoided that like the plague because the plague was probably still down there. But I would say one of the other bigger things that didn't make it into the video was you and the ear thing. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
What happened
so
there?
we were setting up for the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting all the camera stuff ready, and I asked Nick, I'm like, hey, is my ear red? It's just like really warm, and at this point I've already felt and like heard a bunch of stuff, so I'm like, I'm tripping out right now. Like there's no way that this stuff's happening, and I was like, maybe I just brushed it or something. I didn't realize that. You're like, your ear's a little red, but I'm like, okay, didn't think anything of it. we start going into the investigation. I don't know if you do you include this part in there.
I don't, because I didn't really get footage of the ear thing, I think, in general. But even before you get into that, when you were like, hey, can you look at my ear? And I was like, yeah, it's red. But I was like, your head's probably, your blood's probably pumping. Yeah. Our breath we were breathing a lot and all that. And there's a little bit of adrenaline here. There's a little bit of tension and all that. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's red. And then you like turned and you like showed me your left ear. I was like, well, that one's less red. That one is clearly less red.
Yeah.
So if it was like just his head, like blood pumping, I feel like it would have been both ears. But when you turned, I was like,
I've never felt
okay, yeah, no, that's a red ear. That is, compared to your other ear, that is a red ear. And then so then go on to what happened later on.
And we overheard the other group because we were both kind of in like the theater at the same time for most of it, and we overheard the other group. One of the girls say like, you can't tug my ear or something. Like they were trying to talk to the spirits.
I think we're talking to Mary at that point.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, what'd you say? And she's like, yeah, one of them, she felt one of the spirits like tug her ear.
Her
right ear. My right ear.
Is that
your
right ear?
Yes.
Yeah, it was his right ear.
This was like 30. There's no way they heard that conversation. Like it was just like, oh,
yeah. I was gonna say they were upstairs when you were asking me that. Yeah. We were down back in the lobby. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they would have heard that or whatever. So yeah, that was a little bit of a creepy coincidence for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a million things. You can explain it. Like, it was weird. It was weird. I've never had that feeling of my one ear being red.
Just red.
Unless I got like hit by a ball or something. Yeah. Like that's happened before. But like, there was no
there's
balls flying around.
Yeah,
there's no balls flying around.
Just interesting. Yeah.
And she said that she felt someone grab her ear. I didn't feel somebody grab my ear, but my ear started to be warm.
Feel warm. Maybe you got the touch.
Yeah, I think so. I think I got the cheese touch.
The cheese touch.
the cheese touch from Red and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, old Red.
Yeah. So I think the only other thing, and this didn't make it the episode because I definitely didn't have any footage of this, was like the other group they brought along with what's called a spirit box, and we try to explain this in the episode in the video itself and everything. And during their spirit box section, they were trying to talk to Red up in the projectionist area because that's where he worked, and they got some response talking about Red in the balcony. The story goes that the real life Red, back when he was working there, supposedly jumped off the balcony. He's told different stories to people, so no one really knows what happened. But then all of a sudden they got some response that maybe implied that it was some sort of accident and everything like that too. And I think there was one point where when we're in the projection booth, you were saying like, I'm just kind of drawn to this corner over here, and I kind of went to the corner, and it led to like sort of a small doorway that led to the balcony and everything like that. Again, I don't know if that's anything, but it's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think at the moment I was just like, we're looking at each other, the lights are off, and you just like, it's completely dark. You just have this like feeling that someone's looking at you right here, and it's like I can't explain it. I don't know. I don't usually find myself in dark rooms like that all the time, but like
we can't really compare it to other experiences.
Yeah. It's just something was just like and they got some weird things, and so like us two groups kind of being separated from each other was like interesting to come together and like have similar weird experiences with it. Which is coincidence maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, coincidence probably. But it's not like a high probability coincidence. Some of the things that happened to us here, like it was just a lot of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean that could have happened, but the number of things that would have had to happen to lead to this.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd feel like I'd have a better chance of winning the lottery with some of them and everything. So, but anyways, I want to kind of talk a little bit here, not give away everything that happened in the actual video. I know you've seen a rough cut of it. You haven't seen it. You're waiting.
You lived it though. You
experienced it.
I want to see it when it comes out.
I want from what you've experienced / what you've seen. What were some of your favorite moments, so to speak, just to kind of get other people hyped for it who haven't seen it yet.
I liked the flashlight thing on the stage because I have a mag light and I love it, and I think it's probably the best flashlights ever. But when you guys talk about it, it was like, oh, that's interesting. And then kind of how that plays throughout the video. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, we used that quite a few times throughout the night and everything. I was kind of disappointed during the tour. I tried to get some video too. You couldn't really see it as well on my video camera because I hadn't quite gotten it. It was like my second time ever using that camera, so I'm still trying to figure it out. So I was a little disappointed people couldn't see during the tour, the responses we were getting from that as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I was a little bummed about that.
I don't know. Did you put in the first time that went off? Like,
yes.
When I first got spooked.
Well, you got spooked by something else during that time, though. I don't know if we want to get into that.
Well, because you didn't do that. So this is when we first, like, she does a great, Chantel does a great job of, like, she does like a ghost investigation with you as part of the tour. Like, every place she goes, she talks to you. It's like, all right, we're gonna try this. This is a blank, and she explains it to you, which is cool. So she has us all stand facing the theater and goes, all right, we're gonna turn the lights off completely. We're just gonna sit in silence. Just I want you to stare that way and just let me know what you, like. At the end, we'll talk about what you like noticed. And at the time, we didn't really know much about Mary at that point.
Yeah,
we didn't really know like where she would be about or whatever. And like I'm just like staring off. And again, this could be my mind playing tricks on me, whatever it is. I just feel somewhat like as I teach 5th grade. I just know that like size of kid. Like I just feel like a presence of a kid like walking or something small, walking right by me, and then like the light. Did the light flicker at that point, or did it flicker when we left?
It was flickering kind of quite a bit while we were there. It was a little bit when we were standing there, and it was a little bit when we left.
If I remember correctly, it just walks across. Like I feel it, and then all of a sudden, it like starts flickering. I was like, "That was wild." I'm not gonna. My mind. We were here for 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And as we were leaving, I don't know. That's when you got it. So I don't want to go too much into that. But that was wild. And that light was up the whole entire night, and it would be off for several minutes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it just
pop back on.
Turn on when addressed, I guess.
Yeah.
Like otherwise it just sat.
Like it would be one thing, and a lot of critics would say like, well, yeah, if it goes off and on, then it's just doing randomly. I don't remember it ever just going on unless we were acknowledging it or acknowledging something in there.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, it could have, when we were like upstairs in the projection booth, we weren't really looking down there, I guess. So there's that and whatever. But yeah, I don't remember it just ever randomly going off and on, really.
Yeah.
Only really when you were talking.
At least not as much as
or about it. Yeah.
At least not as much as you think it would if it was doing it randomly.
Yeah.
Like you would make that argument, I suppose. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think one of the best moments was one of the earlier things that happened to us, the teacher moment.
That was
really
wild.
You want to talk about things that were happening throughout the building and that were connected. Again, this is why I was actually glad we had that other group with us, is because, again, they were doing a spirit box thing all the way across the other room in the projection booth, about as far away from us as you could. I mean, I guess the only way farther is if we had gone to the basement, really. Yeah. But we're like right by the stage, and we're asking this little Mary girl ghost about homework. Or you were, because I was like, well, you're a teacher. You work with kids. Let's see if you can get a response out of her.
Yeah.
And you were like, did you turn in your homework, Mary? And we hear upstairs on the spirit box go, my teacher. And then it kind of trails off. And we're like, well, that thing is loud. There's nothing that they can't,
they can't hear you
up there
guys.
Can't hear us. So it's not like they're asking the same question or something like that. But it was just weird. Like all of a sudden it was like, because I think we got the best visual reaction out of you. Yeah. And even I'm just standing there going, but it's like completely pitch black. So we didn't have any cameras on me, but I'm just sitting there going, and you're just looking at me like, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? And I'm like processing. I'm like, did I just hear that? Or did I just make that up? As I'm holding this camera looking at him. And I think you could hear it. I think I just start chuckling a little bit because I didn't know what else to do or say.
We didn't really explain. We explain how that works, like the radio frequency.
Yeah, I put a little bit in there.
Sure,
a little thing in there.
Yeah. I think you did a pretty good job explaining it.
That was one of my bigger worries.
That stuff always seems so random when they do like the asking of the questions and stuff. It's like, it just like brings you down this random commercials and stuff that are just playing on the radio. It's like or random songs, but like to ask a very specific question about like teaching, and then all of a sudden they get a response on the radio, not even having the same conversation about like it says a teacher. It's like, again, that just seems random itself. Again,
coincidence,
in a vacuum.
Theoretically, yeah, it could be. But again, the number of things that have to happen
for that
to that all play out. First of all, we have to ask the question, which we had no idea we were going to ask 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Second of all, they had to have that spirit box. Third of all, if it was a radio station, other radio station would have to say my teacher right after we said that.
Yeah.
Could it happen? Sure. Probability-wise, I'm not a mathematician, but
Even both things are incredible. The fact that happens at the same time, it's like, wow, it's even more of a crazy
more
thing.
of a possibility.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know. That was wild.
Yeah. So honestly, overall, even if we hadn't got anything though, and I think we talk about this in the video, it was a pretty fun time. It was a very good historical experience and all that. We were lucky we had a good group of people, and I think I've kind of implied this before, but I know talking to you, talking to a few other members of the production group here, I think we're probably going to go back next year with more stuff, and we can. There's another option if we reserved it earlier, we could have had like an actual private thing, so we can have like control of the building, so we'll have control of the environment. So that's what I want to do. Is I want to be like, okay, there's no chance, because the other big concern was there's like not one but two bars right down the block from this place, and even the tour guide's like, yeah, all the time people try and open that door to the theater, so you just hear this random like thing, and we'd always have to be like, okay, was that something or was that the door?
Yeah.
Like that happened at least 2 or 3 times I think throughout it. But
Yeah. And I definitely want to be a part of it.
I know you want to. So
It's when you guys said that, I was like, oh, that's so cool.
It's wild. Like you think that you're not, like, I'm such a skeptic of all that stuff, and I watch those videos. I love watching like ghost hunt videos. Like I love it. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, I'm so fascinated by it. But I've always been like, I feel like you just explain everything. I'm very science brained in that factor. But like, you step in one of those buildings like that, and I don't know if it's just like my brain just started imagining stuff, but like I was hearing stuff left and right, like like it was crazy. And then I felt like a crazy person trying to like, did you guys hear that? And then everyone's just like, no, or like whatever. And I'm like,
that's where I came in. I was the one who shut you down and everything. Whereas some of the other group would be like, no, I heard it too. And then it was like, okay, that's a little bit of validation.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to watch that full video, please go and check it out. That's going to be here on Omni Entertainment, and be on the lookout, because like I said, not only do I plan on maybe doing this one, but I was researching a lot of other locations. I got like a 5-year plan in all this here.
Perfect.
So hopefully for the foreseeable future and everything like that. Special thanks again for you for coming in, for trusting me, doing that and all that. I could have brought you to some random place.
True. That's a good point.
We wouldn't have known where we were going, and all of a sudden it was a trap and we were both screwed or whatever, but no. So be sure to give him a thanks for helping me out with that. You got your own little show right now here. Big time for Minnesota sports.
Absolutely. Huge
and you
time.
are big in Minnesota sports. Sideline Vibes podcast, also on YouTube and Spotify. We will be sure to put that link here in the description below, so make sure you check that out. So check out the spooky stuff for Halloween, and then when you need a little something to get you back into, well, I don't know if I'd say brighter vibes, because the Vikings aren't doing too good.
Yeah, they're not.
Timberwolves are doing good, though, so there's that. You guys talk about that, too, right?
Reasons, I guess.
But you guys talk about Timberwolves, too, right?
We talk about Timberwolves.
They're doing pretty good, right?
Minnesota professional sport. Yeah,
so there we go. Little balance.
Except for Ant getting hurt. So it was a rough week.
Are you guys ever going to venture into professional Minnesota esports?
Oh, gosh.
The Minnesota Rockers?
Well, we venture our way out to any possibilities. There's doors never close. But this week's episode is gonna be fun. It's gonna come out usually Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday's usually our day, but we did a special Halloween themed one where we compare very popular Halloween candies to Minnesota sports athletes.
Oh,
past
that's
and present.
cool.
So all right, that's kind of fun.
Just a little bit there, yeah.
A little nugget.
A little nugget, if you may. A little almond joy for you all to just something just.
Oh, that reminds
just
me
gets
of
you excited for trick or treat.
That reminds me of whatchamacallit.
Is that another candy or? Oh my God! No,
yes.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
But I do believe in spirits, so that's kind of a contradiction.
Do you want to listen to something that makes me upset?
Nope, I'm good.
Red, did they have BLTs back in your day? You would love a BLT.
You saw it flicker, right? You saw it flicker.
It's flickering not enough. Oh! Time out, what?
Red, was that you? Did you mess with my GoPro, buddy?
That's the only time I've ever teetered on the fact that there might be a ghost.
All right, we do got to move on though. We were a little short on time here, so yeah, feel free. Do you want to stick around for the weekly preview, or do you got to get going here?
I'll stick around.
All right, we'll do a real quick one.
If I gotta jump off, then
we'll do a real quick one here. So let's just move right into the weekly preview. A lot of these movies going to be already out by the time this video gets out here. Wednesday, October 29th, we see the premiere of Stitch Head. This one's coming straight to theaters, rated PG. This is an animated movie that has a little bit of an interesting take on the story of Igor and sort of Frankenstein and all that sort of stuff here. Here, the character known as Stitch Head is in charge of keeping the many monsters in line and taking care of them. But when he sees an opportunity to live his own life, he takes it. Fun little kids movie for younger audiences here for Halloween.
Yeah, I think it looks good. It's a different take on all the classic monsters, I think. And also it reminds me of Pinocchio with the Island of Misfit Boys and the guy that's what it reminds me of.
When the circus comes to town? Yeah, it does now you say that. So
I mean, for a good kids movie, I think it'll be fine.
Is Stitch Head like a spin-off spoof of Stitch?
No,
okay.
Unfortunately.
Not related? Okay.
That would have been cool.
Like a Disney.
It's almost like Hotel Transylvania, but like cheesier.
Sure.
And then more for kids. Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was like a Spaceball situation. Like
no.
Stitch Head.
No.
Okay.
No.
That'd be fun.
No, nothing like that. Also coming out here this weekend, we're going to move from a little kids movie to something definitely not for kids here. At least it shouldn't be gambling kids. Ballad of a Small Player. This one's coming straight to Netflix. This movie shows the desperations of a gambling addict who is hiding out in the gambling capital of the world, Macau. That's right. But when his past catches up to him, he tries desperately to get out of the hole he's dug. Yeah, I mean, you know what they say, they often tell alcoholics, make sure you camp out next to a liquor store, right? That's the best treatment for it. So if you're a gambling addict, you live in Vegas, you move to Macau or something like that, right? That's how that works?
Yep.
You put up a residency in Atlantic City. I think I heard that before.
I think this is going to be very timely considering all the situation going on.
You bring on the sports person to talk about a gambling movie, and then now I have to address the
this is wild
stuff going on.
This couldn't be the worst. This is probably the best time for this movie to come out.
It really
because
is.
Yeah, but he's not like sports betting. It looks like during any of this. I think he's just straight up doing a lot of poker.
Yeah, but poker's part of it. Yeah. Poker's part of this.
Is it? I guess I haven't really looked into this whole situation.
Nick, it will blow your mind.
I know. Wild. I'm waiting for like a good few hours that I have free. I've been working on this video the whole time.
That's a good point.
I barely have had time to brush my teeth.
I think in about 6 to 10 years, we're gonna get a movie about this.
Yeah, this is wild.
It's gonna be hopefully Matt Damon's in it. Maybe Christian Bale will play somebody. That'd be cool.
Do they have X-ray tables in this movie?
Not that I noticed. No.
They have a very prominent, allegedly a very prominent NBA coach who is luring millionaires to go play at these games that he's rigging. Allegedly.
I mean, the trailer didn't show that.
But Colin Farrell
beat him to
But here's what the movie did show. It showed Colin Farrell, Tilda Swinton, and Colin Farrell might be the sweatiest character I've ever seen since Rocky 2.
Yeah, it looks good.
He is sweaty in this, though.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Bro is nervous. I will also say that the thing that most attracted me to this movie, however, was the director, Edward Berger, who did Conclave, one of my favorite movies the last few years, All Quiet on the Western Front, both big Oscar contenders these last few years.
All Quiet on the Western Front, phenomenal. Conclave was great. I think he's going to bring a nice, unique touch to a gambling movie.
Also coming out this weekend, Hedda. This one's coming straight to Prime Video, another R-rated movie based on the stage play of the same name. This movie shows a lavish party that takes place over one night where everything has to go right, but it seems like everything is going wrong. Starring Tessa Thompson, who looks really, really good in this. She looks like she's having fun with this character, too.
Yeah. Looks interesting. I like Tessa Thompson, but I'm curious as to see what happens in that. You know what I mean? I want to see what it's about.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of build up here, but the trailer does a very good job of not showing it.
Yeah.
So it's either over promising or there's a lot to go wrong here, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what level of party we're talking about here. Like
we're talking
X,
so we're talking like Victorian era, it looks like. So the big fancy dresses.
So Victorian Project X.
well, I don't know if it's quite Victorian, but it's like the big flowy dresses. It's jewelry. It's in like the big, like, it looks like a manor hall or whatever kind of
and
thing.
like one girl shows up and she's like, "You weren't supposed to come here." She said, "Well, I
Somewhere in
wanted
the
to
deep
know,
south.
wanted to know if I loved you."
And then
she
they
goes,
then they like make out, I think, after that.
and
so.
then it's like, what? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going. There's either a lot going on here, or this
Or
trailer
there's
made it
absolute-
look like a lot was
or
going
there's
on.
nothing.
They
going
pulled off
on.
the greatest trick job ever.
Yeah. Because the thing you have to realize is this is coming off a stage play. Stage play only has usually a few scenes, as in location-wise, just like Fences. It's very compartmentalized. So, like, and they showed all of them, it seemed like. So, where we go, I don't know.
Yeah. But moving on to Friday, October 31st, Halloween night. This is a very un-Halloween movie, though, I would say. Bugonia. I still don't know if I've ever pronounced that movie title correctly. I don't know if I've ever heard
close.
it. Is it? Okay,
yeah,
close
it was
enough
good
to count. This one's coming to theaters and is rated R. This is the latest from Yorgos Lanthimos, who did Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, The Favorite in recent years, has had a really, really good run here. This movie shows two conspiracy theorists who kidnap a powerful female CEO that they believe is secretly an alien sent to destroy the planet. You got to give it credit. That's one of the most original sort of takes or premises I've heard in a while here, I feel like. So, I don't know. What do we think about this one?
I think it looks awesome. Emma Stone looks great. Our boy,
Jesse Plemons?
Jesse Plemons.
Okay, I
looks
love him.
awesome.
I love him.
I couldn't tell if you couldn't think of the name or if you were building up there.
No, it was stuck on the tip of my
Processing.
teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to cut you short if you were building up a
you're
reveal
good.
there. Or
You're
whatever.
good.
Okay.
He looks awesome. Looks like he lost a ton of weight for this, and it just it looks good. Can't wait.
He's great. He's great. Emma Stone's like in her second. I feel like she's like has like almost like a LeBron type of career so far, where she has like multiple careers in one, multiple like MVP type.
Well, and part of it is because of this director. She's worked with him in many of these movies that he's worked on as well, including Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness and The Favorite. So, yeah, I guess to continue your LeBron metaphor, she just found the right coach.
Yeah.
The right team.
Maybe
Leading
the
her
right
to
team.
it. So. Yeah, we got to get the dream team here. So we got to get another movie with Emma Stone, Plemons. We got to get Ruffalo in there. And, yeah, let's just start with those three, and we'll fill in some others. I feel like we're good from there.
We're good from there.
Part of me wants this movie to have the guts to actually have Emma Stone character be an alien and have that be
I
the
do
plot
too.
twist.
I hope it.
I don't
know
think
if it's going to go there,
though.
but
Because here's where I'm at. On the one hand, I think that'd be super cool of the movie to do that from a plot twist, from a movie standpoint. On the other hand, I feel like then you'd have a whole bunch of real life conspiracy theorists in the real world who would be like, aha, we're inspired by this movie because movies inspire us to do things. Mm-hmm. Most of the times it inspires you to become an astronaut, however, or become a historian because you loved Indiana Jones. I feel like this movie would inspire some real life conspiracy theorists to kidnap other CEOs or do their crazy conspiracy thing.
Yeah.
And we can't, it's too much going on right now. We can't add that to the pile.
Yep. I agree, but I think for movie-wise, if she did turn out to be like a giant bee alien thing, that would be really cool.
I'd love
but
it.
I don't know
it.
if it's going to happen.
Well, we are sitting next to one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was wondering if you were doing
Just
that
kidding.
because of this movie later on, in which case that was epic foreshadowing on your part, but you could take it. Yeah, we'll say that was planned. We'll say that.
Well, I watched the trailer like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So it was fresh in your mind.
You had a mask
Yeah.
when you switched it to that one, so I will say you did have the thought for that.
All right, let's wrap things up here like we usually do with some number one recommends. Mr. Meyerberg, you want to kick us off here?
Yeah. So, Paranormal Activity is my pick for this week. The reason I'm going with that is we talked about the Ghost Hunt. Paranormal Activity, the first one, kind of reintroduced the cheap, I don't want to say found footage, cheap. Anybody can make this, and it's kind of scary, and it really kind of ramps up at the end. And when this movie came out, it really changed. This movie is huge. This movie was everywhere when it came out. There's like 10 sequels now, but the first
Give or
one,
take, yeah,
the
I
first
suppose.
one's good.
How's this keep happening?
Yeah, the first one is really good, and like they spent like, I don't remember how much, a couple $1,000s on this movie, and a good portion of that was buying the computer, the Adobe licensure to make it, and pizza. Like those were like their biggest expenses. and then everything else was, That's my pick.
Mr. Long, do you have anything you want to recommend here today, real quick? That you've seen?
I have two really quickly. One that I've got to watch. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna start with the spooky one. The Strangers. We started watching that, fell asleep. That's just what we do nowadays. Bailey's never seen that movie.
It's really good.
And we got like to the, I don't want to spoil anything, I guess. We got to the first real scary part, and she was frightened. She's like, this is terrifying. I'm like, yeah, this is like one, I remember watching this in high school being like legitimately scared. This is like, I think before Paranormal Activity. So it was like kind of that spooky, like based on true events thing. But yeah, so we got to finish that before Halloween. And then my second movie that I just watched recently, this is my most recent watched, 2012.
We were talking about that.
About this.
We spent a good portion of our drive up there just talking about that movie.
Just a lot of the movie's epic for a lot of reasons, and just like it brought me back to like just movies I like watch with my dad, who just like my dad always was like, hey, have you seen this movie? And it's like the most. You guys would get along watching movies because this is the most obscure movies that. I mean, that was a very popular one though, but like it there's a lot of plot holes in that just don't really make sense, but it's it got me thinking about wild times.
I guess for my number one recommend, I didn't really get a chance to watch anything recently because we're in playoff fall sports right now, so I've been doing a lot of work with that as well as editing this ghost hunt video. So I guess my number one recommend is our ghost hunt video. Can I do that?
Yes.
Oh,
I should have done that.
That's called Synergy, I think. Probably not actually, but it feels like that was the right word. So that's my recommend. Go and check that out, please. Out right now over on Omni Entertainment. But that is going to do it for us here on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List. Once again, please check out our ghost hunt video. And I stayed up till like 2:30 a.m. working on it, so you can spend like 30 minutes watching it.
And we stayed up all night, literally driving.
Yes. Did not get home till
6 a.m. in the morning.
6 a.m. and all that. So not to guilt trip or anything, but I'm just saying, 30 minutes in the grand scheme of things isn't that big. But also, if you want to see more of Derek and want to see a little bit more of him in his comfort zone, make sure to check out the Sideline Vibes podcast here, like you said, every week, talking about Minnesota sports. For myself, Ryan, Derek, and Carter, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the movies. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Shout out to Skittles.
Boom. And Reese's.
Oh, Reese's is good too. My butt hurts.